Me, Myra. A long time no speak, but I'm back for a little while. And I just have a lot of things I guess I want to cover. I don't know where I'm going to start or where this is going to go, but I've just had a lot of spiritual um, awakenings in the last few months. Just back to back, back to back to back coincidences and signs, and there's a lot of people that don't believe in signs. This isn't for you. Just stop right now. You're not going to be happy by watching this video. But if you are one of those people that are seeing signs, that have signs that are meant for you to guide you along your path, because either you've been activated or you need to learn something, but you're very aware, very, very aware of the signs, then I definitely welcome you. And I would like your feedback on what you guys think about certain things. I just want you to mention something that if you're focusing on the background and you're judging me, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You should be looking at me, not the background. And the fact that you're not paying attention to me and you're focusing on the background means that there's something wrong with you and you can't be in the present moment. So focus on that and think about that with yourself. But aside from that, I have been on this amazing entrepreneurial journey, and it seems like more and more doors are opening, allowing the things that I've had on the back burner for many years, all these thoughts that I've had since probably 1999, are actually coming to fruition now. And it's like more doors keep opening, and I keep meeting people that are helping me along my journey and taking me to places that I never even imagined. Like I met this woman who is guiding me for the intimacy school to get certified as a sex educator and divorce busting coach and all these other things, which I think is phenomenal because I never expected to meet this person. I have this other group of people that I work with, Benbow Enterprises. Look them up, BenbowEnterprises.com. We're coming out with a fascinating machine that's going to blow your mind. And it's something that everybody needs to have in their home at some point or another. So definitely keep your eye out for them. I'm actually going to be working with them a lot. They're going to take a large portion of my time this year. And as we start developing other inventions and other products, you're going to see our name and our brand is going to get huge. So keep an eye out for Benbow Enterprises. But the Free My Vision project is a really important thing that I'm working on to, it was supposed to be community centered, just kids off the street. Because when I was younger, I grew up and we had lots of things to do. PAL would come to the parks, we had community centers, I had CYO camps. My mom paid for it, but I went to tennis camp. We had a pool there. I learned arts and crafts. I learned how to paint. I learned how to do the lanyard bracelets, like so many things that open your mind. And there is a direct correlation with the fact that when we were younger, we had art and music and gym, and they were good programs. And now the schools are cutting them. And I'm telling you people, the reason they're cutting them is because it doesn't allow your brain to develop properly. The reason that all these kids are at home watching TV or on the internet or playing with their phones instead of being engaged and playing games and just being kids, running around acting like kids and being creative and using their imagination. And the fact that that's not happening, it's causing different neural pathways in your brain to develop. The ones that used to develop when we were younger, the ones that allowed you to think, outside of the normal realm, to have cognitive thinking skills, to go out there and actually be able to problem solve. Those skills are not being developed. Right now, kids are just being fed information and they're retaining it. They're not learning how to come up with the solutions or the answers by themselves. They're not learning common sense. They're not learning how to act with people. Everybody just wants to act like what they're showing in the media, but the examples that we have in the media are not even good examples. I don't know, but when I grow up, or when I grow up, when I have children, I don't want them to be anything like the Kardashians. So help me God. Who cares if they're big in business now? I don't want them to be anything like them. The last thing I want is for my kids to get famous because they had a sex tape, regardless of what kind of lifestyle it brings them. There's something about your moral character that gets washed away when you do stuff like that. And I'm not judging the Kardashians, God bless them. They're doing good things with their money, but it's not the right role model. Because now all these little girls are going out there trying to make a sex tape to be famous, and they're not getting famous, and they're just getting slandered. And they're just having their reputation thrown in their mud, and they're not getting the same results. And just because you see somebody doing something doesn't mean that you're going to get the same results. People need to understand that your gift is your gift. And you can try and be like someone else, but you weren't meant to be them. You were meant to be you. And if you can figure out what your gift is and what your purpose is and what you're meant to do, then you will go out there and you will change the world. You will inspire the people around you. You will be a happier human being. And in that happiness, you will find the strength to do what you're meant to do. And with that will come rewards. And those rewards could be money. They could be fame. They could be whatever it is that they are. But you need to be you. And a lot of people are like, how do I figure out who I am? It's in there. You know what it is. I've had these ideas since I was a kid, and they came from nowhere. It was just something that I felt in my heart. Something I've always wanted to have a community center. I've always wanted people to stay together. I've always wanted to see them be passionate and loving and give me an example so that I can follow, so that I can have that relationship as well. You know? That goes way into some other stuff, but that's like a whole other video. But the whole point is figure you out. Figure you out. And there are signs all the time, and you see them. And don't tell me, everybody, oh, I never see any. Liars. Everybody sees some kind of sign at at some point in their life. And the whole point of the signs are to either put you back on the path or to see if you've been distracted. Did you learn your lesson? Because if you did not learn your lesson, you're destined to repeat it over and over and over again, the same mistake until you figure it out. And it's going to hinder you from being able to achieve the things that you want to achieve. If you see coincidences and they're negative, then you need to change your habits and the things that you're doing so that you can have positive outcomes and positive results. I am not following any path that was set before me. I am going my own way. I'm doing my own thing. I spend my time with the most random people, but these people inspire me and uplift me, and they help me in ways that I never thought anybody would help me. The people in my life have been amazing, and I've been blessed. Really, I have. There's some people that came and they've stayed, and there's some people that have left and they're gone. And there's some people that I've cut out, and I don't ever cut anybody out. But this year I had to, because there were just some people that were no good for me. They didn't trust me, they didn't believe in me, and then they were just using me, and I was very aware of that. And one thing I don't do is don't let people use you. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just saying, the people that love you the most, they're not going to use you, and they're not going to leave you. Remember that. People that love you don't leave you. So, I lost my train of thought. There it is. So, basically, just follow the path. Everybody's path is different. Everybody's signs are different. For some people, it's numbers. For some people, it's audio, like a song that comes on the radio and says exactly what you need to hear at the exact precise moment. For some people, it's TV, media, movies. For some people, it's nature. It's the way the leaf falls and the sounds of the wind, or a little kid screaming a name that reminds you of somebody, and then you call them, and then that person, when you talk for hours and they say something that totally changes your life, or they introduce you to somebody that totally changes your life, or you're able to close a bridge, not a bridge, but you're able to like get closure, just because you took the step of calling them, or you learned something that you didn't know. Sometimes you just call somebody and they're like, you changed my life, and you're like, what? And they're like, yeah, remember when you said that? And you're thinking to yourself, wow, I didn't realize that what I said, what we shared, that moment was so profound that it changed your life. You know what I mean? And we all do that. We all have moments where we affect people in ways that we will never know. So if you're ever sitting there and you're doubting yourself and you're thinking, why am I here? You did something. You said something that changed somebody's life so profoundly, and you are not even aware. And I hope that one day somebody will tell you what it is that you did that changed your life, whether it was a good thing or a bad thing. Because I know if I did anything bad and somebody pointed it out to me, I made a point to never do it again. And then I thought about everybody that I may have wronged in that way, and I tried to make amends. Not that I've done anything really bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like there, I'm not gonna go there. But there was just one time that I think I wronged somebody, and I didn't see it as a wrong, but they did. And I understood where they were coming from, but I made it a point not to do that ever again. I didn't take it personally, but they did. And that's all that matters, is if somebody else takes it personally, some things you just brush off and you're like, my bad, it's not my fault, it's your fault. But some things you have to look at, like, you know what, I didn't realize that this was offensive and that this would have bothered you or anybody. And just being aware allows you to have better relationships. That awareness, the next time you interact with somebody, and the fact that you didn't do it again, can change everything. And can make that next interaction a more meaningful, powerful interaction, if that makes any sense. As for the signs, I've been seeing a lot of 111s. I saw 111s the most when I was with this kid that I really cared for. And I've been seeing them seldomly, now and then. Now I'm seeing a lot of 222s when certain of my friends, certain friends have come back into my life, and I see 222s and 555s. 624 means I'm on the right path. I see like license plates, vanity license plates. I have a friend, and I care for this person very deeply, and I'm trying to forget them. I don't want to think about them. I don't want them in my mind because I feel like they're consuming my mind. And this might happen to you too, to the point where you're like, why am I loving someone who's not loving me back? This is stupid, ridiculous. I need to stop, right? And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, good. I haven't thought about them for a little while. And my friend's like, look at this license plate. And it's the kid's name, misspelled by one letter. And it's a very random name that you're never going to see. Trust me, you're never going to see this name. What are the chances that I see this license? I didn't even see it. My friend pointed it out. He's like, oh, look, it's the kid's name. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? So I took a picture of it. Next day, I open up an email with the kid's government name. Like I'm going through my boss's emails, and it's like really bright email, like it's in bold or whatever, and it says his name on it as the sender, and I'm like, what? It wasn't him, but it was his name. You know what I mean? Like, what are the chances? And then the girl that he's dating or whatever, I don't know what's going on. My friend like sends me a picture, and then like on the comment below has the same exact girl's name, first and last name, misspelled by one letter. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, just let me forget this kid. I don't want to think about him ever. You know what I mean? If he's not in my life, I don't want to think about him. But, I feel like God is making it a point to be, and it's not me. Like, people will see it. They'll be like, oh, I see what you're saying, Myra. I see the signs too. And I'm like, I know. It's annoying. Like, it's really annoying. Like, it's really, really annoying to, like, walk through life and you see things that remind you of someone that you're trying to forget. And that other people that are in your life see it too, so that you know you're not going crazy. And they're like, dude, that's weird. And I'm like, I know. How many of these people am I going to meet? But there's a reason that you're not meant to forget somebody. And I don't want to forget them. I just don't want to think about them. If that makes any sense. Anyway, I just don't believe that you should be thinking about somebody so heavily that's not in your present life. You should be focusing on the present and everything that has to do with that. And I am. I'm getting a lot of things done. But it's just really annoying because I don't want to think about this person. And yet, every day, something will pop up that reminds me of them. Every single day. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I don't. But I don't want to think about them. I don't know if you guys have ever gone through that. I don't know if you... I know guys are different. Guys like move on the next day and they're like, whatever. And they might have a thought here and there, but they kind of like move on to the next experience. And I've tried to do that, but I just don't like a lot of guys like that. Actually, none. And maybe like 1 or 2 guys a year, if that's a good year. But anyway, so the signs keep popping up, and I know that I think the reason is because we have unfinished business, and that we're meant to do something together, like a project or something, because we both have humanity in our hearts, and we want to help people. And I feel that's the only reason that we met was because we are good people that want to help people, and I feel that with the skills and the assets that we have together, we can be a force to be reckoned with in the sense that we want to help people. Like, that's it. It's a very platonic friendship type of relationship, like just friends. But we never got the chance to talk about it, and we never got the chance to have a closure, and we never got the chance to continue our friendship. It just kind of like deaded. And there's like been little cordials, hey, how you doing? But nothing like the way that we were. And I think the way that we were allowed us to be where we are right now and move leaps and bounds ahead of where we were, because we were able to help each other in a profound way. It was almost like, I don't know if you've ever met anybody where it's like your souls took over and your souls were talking to each other, and it's like your bodies were just like watching. I don't know if that has ever happened to you, but it's just like, it's a really beautiful, profound experience when you meet somebody and you can talk to them completely freely with no judgment, and give each other the most divine, pure advice. And both of you take it to heart, and both of you do it because you genuinely care about each other and you genuinely love each other on a soul level. It's not like this physical manifestation of like, oh, you're so hot, I want to be with you. Like, oh, no, not even close. Like, not even close. It was more like, wow, like my soul loves your soul and it respects you, and I will take your advice to heart because I believe that you have my best interest at heart. And I don't know how many people you have out there who you know they have your best interest at heart. I mean, I'm lucky I have a lot, you know, but I'm realizing as I meet these other people that they don't. And a lot of these people that have darkness in them, they latch on to me because I have a lot of light inside of me and my soul and what I want to do and how I want to help people and what my intentions are. And they don't, and they latch on, and I can't have that much darkness around me. I can help you a little bit, but I can't be everything to you, and I don't want to. And you have to realize that when you meet good people, they can't be everything to you. Sometimes people are just meant to be in your life for a moment. They're just meant to be in your life to help you for a very short while, and that's it. And then you move on, and it's hard because you want to keep them in your life because you've never been so happy, but they weren't meant to be in your life. Maybe you'll cross paths again. I mean, I'm becoming really good friends with a lot of people that I met in the past, and they're coming back like in droves. And I'm like, what the? And you know, random people from high school that I never even thought liked me or respected me, and all of a sudden on Facebook they're like, hey, I've been thinking about you and how are you and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what? You know, and we're becoming good friends, and we're helping each other spiritually, emotionally. It's amazing. And I wasn't that close with them in high school, you know, but that's just how life is. So some people you'll be close with now, and then they'll leave, and then you'll be close again later on because you a commonality brings you together, or life, or you bump into each other, and you're like, wow, you know, I kind of miss that friendship. Let's see where it can go. And then that's what life is about. With the signs, how I get distracted. Some signs are very obvious, like the sign of on the car of this kid's name, which is freaking crazy. And then seeing his name in an email, like the next day, where I'm like, I don't want to think about this person. Click, oh, right there. I just said I don't want to think about him, and there's his name. Thanks, God, you're the best. You know, and then just like certain things where like you'll be having a conversation with a friend, and you both say the same thing at the same time over and over and over again. So like a different subject will pop up, and then you'll be like, yeah, blah, 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 at the same time. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said the same thing. Those are signs, you know. There's a lot of coincidences and commonalities. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything happens for a reason. And then I also have another video that I want to make about, like, well, if everything happens for a reason, then where did the free will go? You know, we talk about free will and blah, 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 but I don't want to go there. So I'm just going to cut this short because this is a much longer video than I expected it to be. And I'm kind of just rambling and going off on a tangent. But if you know me, then you know that's what I do, because it's called Let Me School You, and I just talk about whatever's on my mind. I can't wait for the day where we can interact and have a show. There's a guy that I know that we've done a couple of videos, and we're actually going to post them on YouTube. And it's just us going back and forth and talking, and we're just really silly and stupid and fun. But I'll share that with you. The Intimacy School website is up and running, so if you want to check it out, take a look. I'm putting the curriculum up by the end of the year this year. I have gift certificates if you guys want to buy them. I mail them out, you know, or you can buy them on PayPal. The link is right there for our upcoming events and classes. The Free My Vision program, I'm actually setting a GoFundMe account, so if you guys want to donate, right now I need to incorporate the Free My Vision company. File for nonprofit status. So if you guys have any lawyers or anybody that can help me with that, I would really appreciate it. The Free My Vision program was supposed to be a community center that just helps people and kids just get off the streets and have fun and cultivate their minds. You want to learn computer graphics? Come in. You want to play basketball? Come in. You want to learn how to produce music? Come in. We'll have everything there for you to learn whatever you need to learn, so that when you decide what you want to be, you'll have tried a lot of different things. I wanted to have volunteer entrepreneurs come in and train the kids, and then I decided, why don't I just make an entrepreneurial program where you know, entrepreneurs will train people, both adults and children, on how to start a business, so you can see if it's something that you want to do. And then it turned into that, and now it's just turning into a whole plethora of things, because I'm dealing with different people that have different specialties, and I'm realizing that we can all work together. The key to the Free My Vision project is I can do part of it, like the learning part, outside of an office, you know, where we can have like a meeting space and stuff like that. But I think the best thing to do is if I could find a piece of land, maybe an abandoned community center or an abandoned building from Hurricane Sandy in the Rockaways that somebody's willing to donate or give us, we can actually just, you know, and have a lot of volunteers come in and give carpentry skills and, you know, construction, you know, as a volunteer to like build a center so that we can create this place for people to learn. I want to teach people stuff that they're not teaching in schools. Nobody ever taught me how to read a credit card statement. You should know that before you graduate. You should know how to read a credit card statement, how to know how to calculate your interest rate. You should know how to read a mortgage statement, how to read a loan statement. Like, these are real life things that are going to happen, and nobody's teaching this in school. I want to teach it. There's adults that don't even know this stuff. I want to teach it. I want it to be known. Basic things that you need to know: how to file taxes, how to file your taxes if you're a business, how to file your taxes if you have a job and you're doing something on the side, like Amway, which I'm a proud participant of. So if any of you guys ever wanted to get into Amway, feel free to contact me. It is the best thing that ever happened to my life, and it changed my perception and allowed me to be a very positive person and help a lot of people. I always wanted to do it, but I never knew how, and this was a great guidance on how to reach people in a different level, in a different way. Other than that, I'm going to go because I'm talking a lot, and I hope you guys learned something, and yeah, peace out.